Welcome to Total Retail Talks, your podcast channel for retail knowledge.
Hi, and welcome to episode 226 of Total Retail Talks. I'm Joe Keenan, Executive Editor of Total Retail. Joining me today is Sheila Cicchetti, who is the Divisional Merchandise Manager at David's Bridal, the largest American bridal store chain specializing in wedding dresses, bridesmaid dresses, and other formal wear, as well as accessories and gifts. We're going to be discussing David's Bridal's new bridesmaid gifting program. Thanks for joining me, Sheila.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
So let's start by talking a little bit. I mentioned the new gifting program. So let's talk about kind of the impetus to start that program. Why did David's Bridal decide to launch this pilot program focused on bridesmaid gifting?
Well, the concept really was created out of an opportunity that we identified to do two things. So one, we wanted to create a unique in-store experience for our customer, specifically the bride, that also, two, solves a very specific need that she has. So brides today are purchasing gifts for their bridal party for up to 3 main milestones along her wedding journey. So that starts with the bridesmaid's proposal gifts, and then you have bachelorette parties, and then all the way to the day of the wedding and the thank you gift. In fact, Google Trends show a 140% increase in search over the past year for bridesmaid proposal box sets, which really illustrated not only a demand for this product, but also purchasing advice around this topic. And since David's Bridal expanded into the gifting category in 2012, we have seen each year an increasing rise in the category's popularity amongst brides, specifically gifts for their bridal parties. 85% of brides still have a bridal party, and the average bride usually has about 5.4 bridesmaids. So bridesmaids gifts currently account for about 75% of our online gift sales, and we know from our internal SEO data that she is looking for not only options, but affordable options.
So this is really a growing category, growing opportunity for David's Bridal. So let's talk a little bit. You mentioned in-store in your answer there. Let's talk about the experience for a bride who's shopping David's Bridal. They come into the store. Can you talk a little bit about what they experience as they look through the gifting section that you're talking about?
Sure. As the only retailer to offer this unique service in-store in terms of a build-your-own type of box, we're making the bride's wedding journey easier and more affordable, as I mentioned. The brides can come into the store, and whether they have an appointment or not with a stylist, they may just be coming in to shop for smaller items, but they can create personalized gift boxes for each of their bridesmaids. So it is located by the checkout counters in stores. Brides have up to 80 to 100 different options on the station that they can choose from. And we have everything from box jewelry set that the bridesmaids can wear on the day of the wedding to barware and novelty items that she can purchase for the bachelorette party, for example. And then in addition to the product pieces, we also have all the packaging. So we have beautiful gift boxes, gift bags, tissue paper, and cards. So we're really giving her everything that she needs to create the perfect present all in one place. And in addition to this new program, we already have a pretty robust assortment of existing gifts in stores, which offer a whole other range of product and product categories at a variety of price points. So, for example, we have gifts and decor for the ceremony reception, gifts for other recipients, such as the groom, mother of the bride, mother of the groom, and most importantly for for the bride herself.
Right.
So in addition to the options that we're providing at the station, she can augment those gifts with other options that we have available throughout the store.
Has the gifting, the bridesmaid gifting program that's been in pilot mode, is that available right now at all of the David Bridal locations, or is it a portion of your store base?
Currently, it is in 25 stores in 10 different states. So no, it's just in a small portion of stores in pilot mode. But what we were really excited about in terms of this test is that in addition to getting positive results on the actual products themselves, it's really provided proof of concept that this is an offering and a service that she wants. And we can see this because some of our top items in the program are actually the packaging pieces. So the boxes, the tissue, and the gift bags. And so far, our average units per transaction are between about 3 to 5 units. And when you multiply that times the average number of bridesmaids, which I mentioned is 5.4 today, the potential revenue for this program can really add up quickly.
Yeah. So let's talk about the merchandise itself. You mentioned it's a pilot program and it's not available at every location, but it's in, I think you said 10 states, the stores in 10 different states. So
Yes.
Talk a little bit about the merchandise that's offered, and is that personalized by region? Does it differ each store? How do you determine which merchandise goes into which stores?
Sure. It's not personalized by region, at least not at this time. But we selected merchandise based on our current consumer purchasing data combined with just on-trend seasonal gift options that we see in the marketplace, whatever product categories we see trending. And it's not just purely what you think of as gifts. It's also additional accessories. I mentioned having jewelry options. Beauty is a big category right now in the world of just in the world in general, and something that we haven't dabbled in much in the past. So this gave us an opportunity to get our feet wet with that product category. And as it turns out, that's been one of the more positively received categories in the entire program. So what we're seeing is that she may be pulling in a bridesmaid's getting ready robe, but then throwing in the box beauty products and maybe a cosmetic bag and a personalized piece of jewelry. So we offer jewelry that may be a monogram or even zodiac necklace, something that is a little personal to each bridesmaid in her party, so that she can give a similar type gift but make it special for each one.
It would seem to me that there's some opportunities for some brand partnerships here with David Bridal. You mentioned the jewelry, maybe the cosmetics, beauty, skincare, whatever the case may be. Are you looking at that as an opportunity to work with some other brands to partner with on this program in terms of the merchandise offered?
Yes, we are. It's in the beginning stages and not fully confirmed, so I can't mention any names, but there is a beauty partner that we are hoping to be working with soon that will allow us to really expand our options in this category for the gift stations.
And then is the program exclusive to your stores? And if so, are there plans to make it available on the David's Bridal e-commerce site?
Well, currently, given that over 90% of our brides still purchase in store at David's Bridal, the program is currently only available in the stores. And that's really just to provide the brides with a really quick and easy way to shop as they come in for appointments. And then, but although there are no current plans to bring this exact program online, our website as it stands today includes an even larger variety of gifting and decor, even favors that are carefully curated, and we have gift guides that provide customers with ideas and inspiration for a variety of different gifts for whatever the recipient, whether it's a bridesmaids, groomsmen, as I mentioned, wedding favors, and more. And then also, if she is looking for an even more personalized option, we have over 175 styles online that can be personalized for any recipient at no additional charge. So although we don't have this exact program represented in the same way online, we have all of the options and more.
Yep. So you mentioned some of the statistics around the increase in the trending popularity of bridesmaid gifting, and hence David Bridal's push in this category. I'm interested in terms of marketing this new pilot program, what you're doing to promote it and to get the awareness out about it to your customers and prospects that this option does exist for them.
Yes. Well, we've always promoted our gifts and decor. More so via social media and more traditional marketing efforts. But for this program, we're going to have, starting with the store, we'll have increased signage in store. And then obviously this is a new product placement. The station will live at the cash wrap So just expanding our product placement in store. But what we're most excited about is that this program really allows for endless opportunities to create inspirational and educational content. So as we are moving our marketing efforts as a brand more into these channels, it will allow us to create, content, how-to videos focused on different wedding themes, color stories, and of course, budget options. So endless amounts of ideas in terms of how to create a gift depending on your need.
And then I'm assuming that content can then be leveraged on the David's Bridal site, your social channels. It could be an acquisition tool to kind of, get new brides into the fold, I would imagine.
Absolutely, that's the hope.
So then my final question, Sheila, is kind of looking at the business benefits. I mentioned this is a pilot program, but what are the things that you're hoping to realize from the Bridesmaid gifting program that you've rolled out?
Well, first and foremost, we'd really just love to increase the awareness of David's Bridal and that we have this product. I mean, oftentimes we hear from brides and even just customers in general that they had no idea that we offered this product or had this depth of product available to them and at such a great value on top of it. So first and foremost, I think it's just an awareness factor that we're looking for. Additionally, though, as leaders in the industry, this category has really become a key differentiator. So it's one that allows us to establish additional fashion and trend relevancy with our customers in an age of social media. So where novelty gifts and accessories these days really aid in the storytelling that brides want to create along their journey. So as I mentioned, everywhere, and all the way from her engagement all the way to her honeymoon, she's telling stories for her friends and family on social media. And we really see her using this category in particular as sort of props, to help show what's happening in her life at that moment in time. And that's really what has transformed this category over the last 5 years. We've gone from more traditional items, that were typically just relegated to just ceremony items, whether it be unity candles or flower girl baskets, to now really it being about more the novelty aspect of gifting. Social media is a huge driver for this category and one of the reasons why it has grown so much. So we want to continue that growth. Unlike most typical impulse station, we didn't really want it to be so much of just impulse, although it does appear that way in stores. It was really creating more of a service and convenience. So the stations provide, as I mentioned, affordable items that are on trend, that are high quality, and gives the brides an opportunity to really create something special for all of the maids in her party.
And this being such an important event in the bride's life, if they walk away with a positive experience, while they might not be the repeat customer rate is probably not high just because of the merchandise and what the event, but that word of mouth that it can generate with the bridesmaid and kind of I could see it as being a really good customer acquisition tool. Is that kind of something a way you're looking at it as well?
Absolutely. I mean, even when you look at our social media and when we get very high engagement with this type of product, and you can see, just reading down into the comments how, the customer is tagging, other brides-to-be and letting them know that this product is available at David's Bridal. So word of mouth is hugely important. As I mentioned, some of our highest engagement and images have come from this particular product category.
Great. So I want to take this opportunity to thank Sheila Schicchetti of David's Bridal for joining me today. Please check out our podcast channel page, mytotalretail.com/podcasts for show notes. Total Retail Talks is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and Stitcher. But make sure to subscribe on our podcast channel page as well. Also, please take the time to rate and review this podcast. Thanks, and I look forward to you joining us on the next episode of Total Retail Talks.